Hello. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, which means no. We are entering the holiday season, a season to make sure that everybody around you feels seen and heard and loved. And here's the do not bite my microphone. I have a lot of people to be thankful for. A lot of them. This channel has grown to a really large number that it's 500, so it's not that many, but for me that's large because I've never had 500 of anything, especially not 500 kind individuals that interact with me on the internet and watch me talk about books and not take my life seriously. So thank you. But since the holiday season is all about making sure that those you love feel seen and heard, oh my goodness. She keeps trying to rub up against this tripod. Anyway, you cannot eat my microphone cord. We're gonna do the Booktube Gratitude Tag because I love all of my friends who are on the internet, and I want to say thank you and recognize you for what you're good at. It's all just about like what your favorite things about booktubers. I have a lot of answers to all of these, so we're gonna try and rapid fire it, but this might be a longer video. Question number 1. What booktuber has the best aesthetic? This could go to, firstly, every single person on this list of human beings, because my friends on the internet are a lot better at aesthetics than I am. We'll just say. But the first one, Apocalypse Reading, your entire channel is just so cool. Like, so cool. It feels like I'm watching something filmed on like an actual film camera from the 90s. Like, it's just, I don't know why, but it's so just cool and vintage and beautiful and calming, but also very academic. Aesthetic number 2. Hugo from Hugo Reads. I love you. I am jealous of your bookshelves. I'm jealous of basically the entire room that you film in. It looks like heaven, and I would like to retire to a room that looks like that. Secondly, I just love you and your entire existence and the way that you constantly support the Buy Book Club and are just a lovely friend and deal with the fact that we bully you online all the time. I love you. Also, your voice is an entire aesthetic itself. I would pay so much money to listen to you just read to me all the time. I would. So thank you for being you. Say hello. She keeps rubbing, I don't know why, but she's rubbing against the tripod all the time when I try to film with this tripod. The best editing. Now again, all of my friends are good at editing. The best editing goes to Kelsey at I Read Today. By far, your editing skills are so funny, and you're just the humor and the forethought that goes into this are just immaculate and perfect and so funny. You are one of my favorite people on the internet. Also, you are so good at just being an organized person and also still funny. The Buy Book Club was your mind child. It was a good idea, and it's got me through some hard times, so thank you, friend. I love you. Also, for editing, Mer from Mer Reads. Your channels are the most professional thing I've ever seen. Between also Magic with Mer, go follow Mer there too. Your channels are the most professional and wonderful things I've ever seen, and I just love you, and you give me so much happiness, and thank you for being my friend. Question number 3. Who has super original content? This goes to 3 people. Maza, I love ya. Your content and the books that you bring to the table, and then also just like like everything from like your opinions on the books to like your editing to like the different like tags and such that you do are all just not what I often see on Booktube, and I love it. I really just love your presence on the internet. I'm sorry that I have not participated in the Constant Readers Club in months. I do often get the books that you guys are reading from the library. I just have never gotten around to them, and I don't want to chime in to conversations that I have no business chiming into. But thank you for being you and creating a really cool place to just enjoy Stephen King. Person number 2, Raul from Raul Reads. Raul, you are not only the quality of content that you bring is incredible, but you are the only booktuber that I follow that does regular reviews and interviews with like all of these cool authors. Like whenever I watch your videos, I feel so classy and educated because I'm like, I get to meet these cool authors that nobody knows about. And like, it's your ability to connect readers with the people creating the books that they want to read is just so cool. Third person who could have also gone in the aesthetics category, but I put you here because of your Valentine's Day dating game book tag, Dana from Dana Days. Dana, I love your channel. You're just so calming and so kind and such a wonderful presence, but also so funny at the same time. And your content, I don't think I have ever seen something as just cool and thought out and well prepared as that dating game tag you did on Valentine's Day. The sheer amount of planning it takes to get multiple booktubers to like get an introduction video together and shit and like film it, and then you created this whole like series of like, if you like this then this person, if you like this then this person. Like it was so cool, and I could never hope to be that creative and organized at the same time. Like I'm just constantly in awe of you, so thank you for being my internet friend. Next, who has the best reading vlogs? I'm reading off my MacBook, as per usual. Number 1, Yasmin. Yasmin. I love you so much. Your presence online as also like one of my earlier subscribers too, and friends on the internet. You are just so fun and so funny, but also so intelligent. And like I feel like your reading vlogs are always both fun but very informative. I never wonder what you think about a book. I also always know that a book is going to be good or bad if you recommend it. Like you could sell me anything, to be honest. You're my research for if fantasy is good. If I see a fantasy book, I'm like, I'm gonna go to Yasmin, I'm gonna see if she's read it. If she's read it, I'm picking it up. That's just the way it goes. Like when Wheel of Time was dropped on Amazon.com, I was like, if Yasmin enjoys it, it's for me. Next person, Emily from Emily Reads Books. Again, Emily, you could have been in aesthetics because you're just ultimately better at creating aesthetic videos than I am, as evidenced in the fact that you created my theme song. The little theme song blurb at the beginning of all my videos was created by Emily Reads Books. Also, but your vlogs, not only your reading vlogs, which are super fun and super cool and just very well thought out, but also your current author blogs, your author vlogs, because fun fact, Emily is an author. Your author vlogs are just so well put together and so impressive, and I love just everything about it. I also thank you for creating your channel at the same time as me and being my booktube twin. I love you. Who's the funniest booktuber that you watch? This is it goes to 3 people. Number 1, Katie Can't Read. Katie Can't Read. I love you. I never watch a video of yours and don't just laugh out loud within the first 2 seconds. You are one of my favorite people on the internet. You are also the first internet friend that I met in person that I didn't already know, and you just, I feel like, our senses of humor are long lost twins. Secondly, Estefi from Break My Spine. You are one of my favorite people in the world. You are so funny. Again, I feel like we're long lost twins because like you say things and I'm like, same brain. Your FaceTimes make me so happy. Although I don't always answer because I get busy, your cold FaceTimes are my favorite thing. So I love you. Thank you. Third person, Craig and David at Shelf Possessed. I recently found your channel a few months ago, and it was through one of your videos, and I laughed so hard. Your editing, firstly, better than anything I could ever put together. Your sense of humor, also your choice of books is fucking immaculate. That whole like R.L. Stine series you guys did was wonderful. All the books you were recommending at Halloween, great. Anyway, and just like your entire presence also on the internet and on Instagram is so good and so funny and so gold. Like when I say I found your channel, saw the name, and immediately laughed so hard because Shelf Possessed is just genius, so I subbed without knowing anything. I was like, subscribe now, I'm sold. I watched one of your videos and laughed so hard that I was like, I need to meet these two in person someday, so let's do that. Who is the best reviewer? Now, all of these people on the internet are amazing reviewers, but the prompt is like, who could like just talk about any book on their TBR and you would immediately buy it? And that is 3 people. First person on this list, Rana, you were one of the first subscribers I ever had, and like one of the first people to like actually connect with me over the internet, and I just love your channel and everything on your channel. Your books are, the books you recommend are just, I don't think you've ever missed once. They're great recommendations. They're so good. They're also very enriching. Like I always, when I read a book that you've recommended, I'm like, I feel smarter now. You have this ability to just like talk about any book and just sell me on it. I'm like, if Rana likes it, I'm gonna like it. Like you're so good at reviewing books and succinctly, but also creatively and funly being like, funly being like, this is why you should read it. Second person on this prompt is Laura from The Bookish Life of Laura. Again, I recently found your channel like a few months ago. Firstly, also aesthetics you could have fit into because I'm jealous of your bookshelf and just your entire life that you show on the internet. You're so cool. You're just such a badass person and I want to be like you. You're so cool. Secondly, you're very funny. Like your vlogs are so great. Thirdly, the real part of this, I know you work in sales because you mentioned it on your channel, but like you were made for convincing people to buy things. You are like anytime I am looking to like renew, like hype up the like beef up the TBR or something, anytime I need that, I don't even have to look at videos that you're like usually I'll look up and I'll be like, what has Laura read this month? And like see what you think of different books. And you can immediately sell me on a book, whether you mention it or not, because your taste is incredible and you're so good at being like, this is what it's about and why you should read it. But I have even like chosen books that I want to read off of your TBR, because you're just, even when you haven't even read the book yet, you are so good at being like, this is why this book seems cool, you should read it. And I'm immediately like, yes, who do I give my money to? Laura told me to buy this. Like, you're so good. So just thank you for being a person. Last person in this category is Break Even Books. Same thing as Laura. Your just ability to like just to describe a book and make it sound so good, like the way that you phrase things when talking about books and doing synopsises, it just sounds like I need to give all of my money to whoever is creating these books, and I am like, yes, I will. Last question, which booktuber's taste aligns really well with yours? I got a few. First person who also could have been in aesthetics, incredible reading, and incredible vlogs. But I put here because your taste in books is always, like, I don't think you have ever said something about a book that I disagreed with, ever. I'm always like, yep, that's what I thought, or yep, that's what I would think. Katherine Zofrea. Katherine, you're so cool. You're also one of the first people that, like, I followed on Booktube, so, like, you're just so cool. So thank you for being so cool. But yeah, your taste in books has never once missed. Never once. I have always enjoyed a book that you recommended. Secondly, Hugo from Scientist Reading World. I love you so much. Your May Perfect Murder series was immaculate. It was so good and so well thought out, and I just love you so much. All of the books that you recommend, from Patricia Highsmith books to the House of Night series, you're like, you're gonna like this because of this, and I'm like, yeah, I am gonna like it because of that, and I usually do. So that you're just spot on with your recommendations. Also, your presence as a human being keeps me going. You just give me the confidence to keep being on YouTube. Your ability to, like, have an upload schedule that's perfect and just have editing that's perfect, and, like, everything is so well done. I mean, it's almost like you're a scientist. But you're so good. You're so good. And I am just in awe of you and am so lucky to have you as my friend. The last person on this is Nat from Nerdy Nat Reads. You were one of the first subscribers I ever had, on the first people I subscribed back in your early days of the YouTube. And you are constantly on. Like, your tags are wonderful. The content and the series you create, like, even like right now you're doing this series where you're just talking about series that you don't want to finish, and I'm like, me too. There are series that I have that I need to finish that I'm like, I don't want to touch that yet. And like, your taste in books is always great. I always agree with what you say about the books that I've read. So good. Also, you're a comic book fan too, which I'm just like, hello, friend. Last person on this is Connor from Connor Stompanato. You're cool. You're just so cool. You're just an inspiration to me as a booktuber. Your taste in books, especially queer literature, is perfect. You never miss. You never miss. If I've read it, I usually agree with you. If I haven't read it, I'm like, well, Connor told me to pick it up. Gonna pick it up. And also, thank you for constantly retweeting my videos on Twitter. Like, you're like actually one of my like most interacted with accounts on Twitter, and I've never met you in person. So like, thank you for supporting people, because you're just so cool. Anyway, it's been about half an hour of ranting at the camera, so I gotta go to work. And as always, thanks for sticking around and helping out. Since Ben the Bye Book Boy, and I'm saying bye.